Hello, beautiful ladies, and welcome. I am so glad you are here. Before we dive into today's conversation, I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever stood in front of your closet, looking at rows of clothes, and felt just a little bit overwhelmed? Maybe you reached for a dress that has not fit in years. Maybe your fingers brushed across a blouse that brought back memories, but you knew deep down you were not going to wear it again. If that sounds familiar, please know this: you are not alone. This is something many of us experience as we enter a new chapter in life. Our bodies change, our routines shift, and the way we dress evolves along with us. But sometimes, our closets do not catch up. Today we are going to talk about something that is more than just cleaning out clothes. We are going to talk about making space. Space for peace, space for clarity, and space for the life you are living right now. Not the one you used to live or the one you are waiting for. Together we will explore 10 types of clothing that many women over 60 can let go of. Clothing that may be weighing you down in ways you have not even noticed. And as we do, I promise this is not about loss. It is about freedom. It is about creating a home and a life that reflects the wise, radiant, beautiful woman you are today. So get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let us begin this journey together. 1. Clothes that whisper someday. Let us begin with something that may be sitting quietly in the back of your closet. The someday clothes. You know the ones I'm talking about. Maybe it's a pair of jeans you haven't worn in over 10 years, but you keep them just in case you lose a little weight. Or that formal dress that's been waiting for a special occasion that never came. A blouse that you bought on sale, thinking it might work someday with the right pants, or the right shoes, or the right moment. We hold on to these pieces with good intentions. Sometimes they represent hope. Other times, they reflect a version of ourselves we wish we still were. But over time, these items can become quiet reminders that who we are right now isn't quite enough. That we need to change, shrink, or become someone else before we deserve to feel good in our clothes. My friend, that is not the truth. You are already enough. You don't need to earn your comfort or your beauty. You don't need to wait for someday. The body you have today is not broken. It's wise, experienced, and worthy of love and softness. And your closet should reflect that. When you open your wardrobe, you deserve to see clothes that celebrate who you are, not pressure you to become someone else. So here's a gentle invitation. Go through your clothes slowly with kindness. Pick up each someday item and ask yourself honestly, am I holding this because it brings me joy today, or because it makes me feel like I'm not enough yet? If an item makes you feel guilty, ashamed, or stuck in the past, it's time to let it go. That doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're choosing to honor your present self, and that's powerful. You can donate those clothes to someone who needs them today. Imagine the joy they could bring to another woman, one who is stepping into a new chapter of her life just like you are. Letting go is not a loss. It's a declaration of freedom. Freedom from pressure, freedom from the past, and freedom to live fully in the present. 2. Uncomfortable clothes that no longer serve you. Now let us talk about something we often overlook. Comfort. And not just any kind of comfort, but the kind that starts with how we dress ourselves each morning. Have you ever worn a blouse that pinches your shoulders just enough to make you tug at it all day? Or pants that dig into your waist the second you sit down? Maybe it is a pair of shoes that look stylish, but by the end of the day, leave your feet sore, swollen, or aching. Why do we keep these things? Sometimes it is guilt. I spent good money on that, we tell ourselves. Or maybe it is denial. It will feel better next time. But deep down, we know it will not. We have simply gotten used to putting our own comfort last. Our bodies have changed, yes, but they have also carried us through decades of living, through childbirth, caregiving, working long hours, and standing tall through loss, love, and life's unpredictable turns. These bodies deserve to be treated with gentleness. They deserve to be clothed in fabrics that feel soft, breathable, and kind. Uncomfortable clothes are not just a physical burden. They drain us emotionally too. They can quietly whisper that we are supposed to make it work, even if it hurts. But you do not need to suffer for fashion. You do not need to hold on to pain, not in your heart, and certainly not in your closet. So, here is my invitation to you. Take one afternoon and try on every item in your wardrobe. Not just for fit, but for how it feels. Does it move with you? Does it make you feel at ease? Or does it make you tense up the moment you wear it? If you find yourself wincing, tugging, or adjusting, it is time to say goodbye. Let those pieces go. Not out of frustration, but out of love. Love for yourself. Love for yourself. Love for the woman you are today, not the one you think you should be. Replace them if you can, with clothes that feel like a warm embrace. Clothes that allow you to walk with confidence, sit in peace, and move through your day without discomfort pulling you back. You deserve that every single day. 3. Items you have not worn in over a year. Let us take a moment to look at something many of us are guilty of: hanging on to clothes we have not worn in over a year. It happens to the best of us. Life shifts, routines change, and yet our closets often hold on to pieces from the past like time capsules, from lives we no longer live. Maybe it is that blazer from when you worked in an office, neatly hung in the corner, untouched. Or that cocktail dress from a wedding you went to 5 years ago, waiting for another moment to shine. Perhaps it is a drawer full of scarves and belts you used to wear all the time, but now they just sit there quietly, forgotten. There is nothing wrong with having fond memories attached to your clothes. But when those memories start piling up in unused fabrics, they can begin to feel more like a burden than a blessing. These items take up more than physical space. They take up mental space and emotional space too. Every time you see them, they may remind you of a version of yourself that no longer fits, literally or figuratively. The truth is, your life today may not call for those pieces anymore. And that is not something to feel sad about. That is something to celebrate. You have grown. Your days look different now. Maybe you spend more time in nature, in your garden, with your grandchildren, or in quiet moments of reflection. That life deserves to be supported by clothes that fit who you are now. So, here is a simple rule I have come to love. If you have not worn it in the past 4 seasons, that means spring, summer, fall, and winter, it is time to let it go. That blouse, those heels, the handbag, if they are not part of your life anymore, release them with gratitude. Let them go to someone who will wear them, love them, and bring them back to life. By doing so, you are not losing a part of yourself. You are gaining something far more valuable: space, clarity, and alignment with your present. And when you open your closet, you will feel it. That lightness, that breath of fresh air, because now what remains truly belongs in your life. 4. Damaged clothes that are beyond repair. Let us now talk about something we all tend to keep around a little too long: damaged clothes. You know the ones. The blouse with a missing button that you have been meaning to fix for months. The sweater with a stain that just will not come out. The pants with a tear near the hem, folded neatly as if they are just waiting for a sewing needle that never arrived. These pieces often live in a quiet pile somewhere, not worn, not used, but not quite ready to be thrown out. Why do we keep them? Sometimes it is guilt. We remember what we paid, or we think, I will fix it one day. Other times, they are tied to a memory or a moment in time, and it just feels wrong to toss them out. But the truth is, when clothing is no longer wearable or no longer worn, it becomes a kind of unfinished business. And unfinished business adds weight. Every time you see that torn skirt or that top with the stubborn stain, your mind registers it as a task undone. I need to fix that, you tell yourself. But if weeks, months, even years have gone by, and it is still sitting there untouched, it is time to be honest with yourself. That someday has come and gone. Letting go of damaged clothes is not wasteful. It is a form of emotional housekeeping. It clears your space and your conscience. If the fabric is still usable, you can donate it to textile recycling programs or turn it into rags for cleaning. That way, it still serves a purpose. And you get to enjoy a closet free from clutter and silent guilt. Think of it like this. Every item you keep should either serve your life or make you smile. If it does neither, it is taking up space that could be filled with ease, peace, and freedom. Be kind to yourself. Say thank you to those well-loved pieces, then release them. They have served their purpose. Now it is time for something new. 5. Memory-laden clothes. This one may be the most tender of all. Let us talk about the clothes that carry memories. The cardigan your late husband always loved to see you wear. The blouse you wore the day your first grandchild was born. The dress you had on at your retirement party, filled with laughter, hugs, and maybe even a few tears. These items are more than fabric. They are stories. They are part of your life. As women, we attach meaning to what we wear. Our clothes walk beside us through weddings, funerals, milestones, and quiet moments that never made the photo albums but are etched in our hearts forever. And because of that, it can feel impossible to let go. But here is something I have learned. You do not have to keep every piece in order to keep the memory. In fact, when we hold on to too many memory-laden clothes, our closets start to feel more like museums than functional spaces. And the memories, instead of bringing warmth, can sometimes bring a quiet sorrow or guilt. The goal here is not to erase your past. It is to honor it without being overwhelmed by it. One way to do that is to take a photo of the item. You can even write a short note or journal entry about the memory it holds. This way the feeling is preserved but the physical space is cleared. Then choose just one or two truly meaningful pieces to keep. The scarf that still brings you joy when you touch it, or the dress that fits and still feels like you. Let the others go. Imagine someone else finding that special sweater and making their own beautiful memories with it. What a gift that would be. Letting go of memory clothes is not letting go of the people, the events, or the joy. Those live on in your heart. And by creating space in your closet, you are making room for new memories, new chapters yet to be written. 6. Someday or aspirational clothes. Now let us talk about another group of clothes that often sneak their way into our closets, the aspirational pieces. These are the clothes we save for someday. Someday when we lose the weight, someday when we feel more confident, someday when we go on that cruise or get invited to that special event. Sound familiar? These items are often beautiful. Maybe they are trendy or elegant. They may have been bought during a time of hope, a moment when we pictured ourselves in a different version of our lives. And for a while, they might have felt inspiring. But over time, they can become quiet reminders of what we feel we are not, of dreams deferred or expectations we no longer truly hold. As women, we are taught to strive, to reach for improvement. But at some point, we have to ask, is this item serving me, or is it shaming me? Does it make me feel excited about life, or does it make me feel like I am not enough as I am? Your closet should be a place of acceptance, not pressure. A wardrobe filled with clothes that make you feel beautiful, comfortable, and authentic right now. Not 10 pounds from now, not 10 years ago, not 10 events into the future. Here's a thought. If an item makes you feel like you are not doing enough or being enough, it is not worth keeping. Let it go, thank it for what it represented, and release it with love. Then fill your space with clothes that meet you where you are, not where you should be. There's nothing wrong with dreaming, but dreams should lift you, not weigh you down. The woman you are today is wise, radiant, and more than enough. Let your wardrobe reflect that truth. 7. high-maintenance clothes that require too much effort. Now, let us turn our attention to the high-maintenance clothes, the pieces in your closet that look beautiful but feel like a part-time job. You know the ones. The silk blouse that needs dry cleaning after every wear, the pants that wrinkle the moment you sit down, or that fancy dress that requires a special bra, delicate hand washing, and more effort than it is worth. There may have been a time when you had the energy or the patience to deal with those extra care instructions. But life is different now. Your time is more precious. Your energy is more selective. You've earned the right to simplify, not complicate. And what you wear each day should support that, not fight against it. High-maintenance clothes often end up pushed to the side, not because you dislike them, but because wearing them feels like work. And when we keep them, just in case, they continue to take up space in our closets and in our mind. It can also bring a quiet guilt, that voice saying, "You should wear this, even though you know you probably never will." Instead of letting those feelings linger, it may be time to release these items. Ask yourself, do I avoid wearing this because of how hard it is to care for? If the answer is yes, let it go. There are so many beautiful, stylish pieces that are also practical. Clothes you can toss in the wash, wear with ease, and never worry about ruining. Your mornings should feel calm, not complicated. Getting dressed should be simple and joyful, not stressful. Choose clothes that match the ease and beauty of the life you are living now. Let go of what feels like effort and embrace what feels like freedom. Your wardrobe should work for you, not the other way around. 8. Seasonal clothes that no longer fit your lifestyle. Let us take a moment to talk about seasonal clothes, especially the ones that no longer match the life you are living today. Maybe you moved to a warmer state but still have a closet full of thick coats, scarves, gloves, and boots. Or maybe you used to spend your winters skiing or traveling, and now those days are behind you. Yet the bulky snow gear still sits there year after year. Our lives change, and so do our climates and routines. And yet, we often forget to update our wardrobes accordingly. Holding on to heavy winter coats when we live in a sunny place does not make sense. And still, we do it. Why? Sometimes it is habit. Sometimes it is nostalgia. Sometimes it is fear. The what-if question that keeps us from letting go. But here is the truth. Keeping seasonal clothes that no longer serve your current lifestyle only adds clutter. It takes up valuable space and creates a false sense of need. A coat you haven't worn in 7 years is not going to be the one you suddenly reach for when a cold snap hits. And if it ever does get cold again, you deserve something that fits who you are now, not a memory of who you used to be. Instead of keeping those unused seasonal pieces, consider giving them new life. Donate them to a local shelter, a community clothing drive, or a church program. Someone out there is facing the cold without the warmth you have tucked away in your closet. Imagine the comfort your donation could bring. Letting go of outdated seasonal wear is not wasteful. It is wise. It means you are aligning your home with the life you are living now. And that is what this stage of life is all about. Clarity, purpose, and living fully in the present. 9. Duplicate items you never use. Now let us look at something that sneaks up on us. Duplicate items. How many white blouses do you own? How many pairs of black pants, cardigans, or almost identical shoes? Over time, it is easy to collect more of the same, especially when we find something we like. We think, this works. I will get another. But before we know it, we are surrounded by multiples that rarely get worn. Here's the thing. We almost always reach for our favorite, that one pair of jeans that fits just right, that one top that makes us feel confident. The rest? They sit folded, hanging, taking up space, and adding to the clutter. And every time we open our closet, we have to sort through all the extras just to find the one we actually want to wear. Having too many duplicates does not make life easier. It makes decisions harder. It is more laundry, more storage, more noise. And as we grow older, what we need more than anything is simplicity. A curated, intentional wardrobe with fewer items but more meaning. Start by identifying the go-to pieces, the items you naturally wear and enjoy. Then take a good look at the duplicates. Are they just in-case items? Are you keeping them out of habit or guilt? If they are not your favorites, it is okay to let them go. Donate the extras. Someone else may need exactly what you no longer use. This is not about having less for the sake of less. It is about having what you need, no more, no less. When you remove the duplicates, you create space for ease, and you rediscover the beauty of what you already own. A simplified wardrobe is a gift you give yourself every single day. 10. Clothes that no longer reflect who you are today. And now we come to, perhaps, the most personal point of all. The clothes that no longer reflect who you are today. These pieces may still fit. They may still be in good condition. But when you put them on, something just feels off. Maybe they belong to a style you have outgrown. Maybe they were from a time when you dressed to please others, or to fit into a role you no longer hold. This change is subtle. Sometimes you cannot quite explain it. You try on a dress that used to make you feel powerful, but now it just feels like a costume. Or a jacket that was part of your identity for years now feels like it belongs to someone else. That is not a failure. That is growth. As women, we evolve constantly. In our 20s and 30s, we dress for careers, families, and busy lives. In our 40s and 50s, we might shift to managing both work and caregiving. But as we move into our 60s and beyond, we start to rediscover ourselves, our preferences, our values, our joy. Your wardrobe should reflect this new chapter. It should represent the woman you are today, not the roles you used to fill. Clothes that made sense when you were working full-time may not fit your retired lifestyle. Pieces that reflected who you were as a young mother may no longer speak to your spirit as a wise grandmother or independent woman. Letting go of those items is not denying your past. It is honoring your present, and it is making space for a style that feels like home. Simple, comfortable, elegant, and deeply you. So ask yourself this: when you wear this, do you feel confident? Do you feel aligned with your values? Does it bring you joy? Or are you wearing it because you feel you should? Keep what empowers you. Release what no longer does. Because you, my dear, deserve to feel like yourself every time you get dressed. A wardrobe that matches the life you deserve. My dear friend, if you have made it this far, I want to take a moment to thank you. Not just for watching, but for showing up for yourself. Because this conversation was never really about clothing. It was about something deeper, about permission, about peace, about claiming the space in your life and in your closet that reflects who you are now. Decluttering your wardrobe is not about getting rid of things. It is about making room. Room for ease, room for self-respect, room for mornings that feel lighter, and choices that feel clearer. It is about removing guilt and letting go of stories that no longer serve you. You are not the same person you were 20 or 30 years ago. You're wiser. You have seen more, felt more, survived more. And you deserve clothes that honor that. Clothes that celebrate your present, not chase a past or pressure a future. Imagine waking up tomorrow, opening your closet, and seeing only the pieces that make you smile. Clothes that fit your life today, that wrap around your body with comfort and care, that remind you not of who you were, but of the beautiful woman you still are. That is not just decluttering. That is transformation. So, here is my final encouragement. Take this step with kindness. You do not have to do it all in one day. One hanger at a time, one drawer, one decision. And with each piece you release, you are making room, not just in your home, but in your heart. If this video spoke to you, I hope you will share it with a friend, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. I recommend subscribing to my channel Golden Elders and joining our beautiful community here at Better Life with Age. We are walking this chapter together with grace, wisdom, and a whole lot of heart. Thank you for spending this time with me. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Until then, take good care of yourself because you matter every single day.